Hey guys, just before we get you to this live, Confessions is out on Amazon. To order your copy, head to shaw.b/confessions book, and let's get you to this live. Hello everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project with you. Welcome to PPJ episode 53. Our special guest for today is a familiar face, Emma Jenkins, who's Miss Universe GB 2019. Emma, welcome to the show.
Thank you, it's a pleasure. I'm very pleased to be here in my pajamas, you're keeping me company tonight. I'm very bored, as of course it's lockdown, so it's fun to see some familiar faces.
Emma roused on us a little bit already for not wearing pajamas. The first thing when she looked at me, said, "Where's your pajamas?" I had to remind Emma it's 8 a.m. here. So, Emma, do you want to? I know you're a very fashionable individual, so do you want to tell people about your pajamas? I'm sure you've got some story about your pajamas. They're much nicer than mine.
Well, they were a Christmas gift some 5 years ago now, but they're Marks and Spencer, so they wear well. They last the test of time. So, I donned them today. I actually wanted them, and I knew ones I had for Christmas, but they're still in the wash, and they've got cocktail all down the front of it. And I still haven't washed them, because that's how together I am with my life at the moment.
They have cocktail down the front of them.
Yes, specifically whiskey sours.
Good one. Good cocktail still.
Yeah, I was shaking the shaker, as you do, and it just exploded everywhere, and there's egg yolk in whiskey sour, so it was messy. It wasn't great, and so they're still in the washing basket. It's nearly the end of January.
They're not going to be stained permanently, though. You just left them there with whiskey sour over them.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll smell forever like whiskey. Every time you go to bed wearing those pajamas, you're going to smell like a raging alcoholic. You'll smell of whiskey.
No change there, to be honest. No, I'm joking. No, they do need to be washed. I know. I'm concerned about the welfare of my pajamas, to be honest.
Okay, and just before I've wanted to have Emma on for a long time. I will say, and these guys know, there's obviously a hidden agenda for having her on, which I will get to you in a second, Danielle. But before that, Emma, would you like to tell everyone what you've done to your foot? Because this sounds like an interesting story.
I mean, it's the most boring story ever. I might make up a fake story so that people think I was on some wild adventure when it happened. But in reality, I was walking down the stairs, missed a step, and fell, and injured my ankle. And whilst screaming in pain, I was cursing my dog for not caring. She was just being so two-faced. She was just being so disingenuous. I sat at the top of the stairs, no care at all, and I thought, I feed you, you live here rent free. Honestly, we're not talking. I'm not talking to her.
Okay, all right. Just another day in the life of. Did you say that you've broken your foot, or you've just done your ankle? I thought you'd actually properly broken your foot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've broken it. It's the navicular bone. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But that one is the one I have broken, and it was my favourite bone in my foot as well, so I'm really upset. But yeah, I'm on crutches for another 4 weeks, so
it's your fun.
Just another lockdown story right there. I'm completely with you on coming up with the interesting story. When I had Emma Collingridge over here last year in Australia, she injured her foot similarly to yourself. It must be an Emma thing. And she actually had quite a nasty cut on her foot. And the way she did it, she stepped on it was just after New Year's, so there was a snowflake light cover that was up, a plastic snowflake cover, and she stepped on it. It's quite sharp, so it went into her foot. And I said, that's the most boring story ever. You're on the other side of the world in Australia, you've injured your foot. You can't say that you did it by stepping on a snowflake cover. So we made up some very involved story involving her heroically saving someone from a shark in the water.
I was going to go with
shark.
Doing
her Australian accent before. but she couldn't tell it without laughing. So she's a horrible liar, Emma, if you're watching. But yeah, we need an interesting story. Elizabeth here has said, evening everyone. Elizabeth, hello. Okay,
Hi.
Danielle, you're up. Accent time.
I'm not a performing monkey, and I just feel like
No, you're not a monkey, but you're performing. Come on.
What do you want me to
You got to
say?
tell us how your week. I'm about to start doing an
Okay.
Emma Jenkins impression just because I keep hearing you guys doing. I'm not going to do that though.
Sure, I
Danielle,
could tell you
tell
how
us
my week's
about
been.
your week. Yes,
In
as
in
Emma
in
Jenkins.
Emma Jenkins.
Yeah, Emma, enjoy. You're welcome.
Oh, you put me on the spot now. This is terrible.
You
Yeah,
knew this
I'm
was
okay.
coming, Danielle.
I'm okay after a glass of vino, but okay. Let me get in the zone.
You're building this up, Danielle.
Well, Adrian, I won't lie to you. I've been snowed under with clients. I've been so busy you won't even understand. That's it. Yeah.
To
Keep
be
going.
fair, it's really good. Most people end up sounding Indian when they do Welsh. So I'm impressed.
Indian.
They do. Yeah, and you know, it's funny, people from around where I live, like anyone who is from Indian descent, sometimes you can't tell if their accent is Indian or Welsh, because sometimes it's such a mix. And it just sounds so similar. Some words sound Welsh, some words sound like an Indian accent, but it's just this perfect blend of two very similar accents. It's quite strange.
Now that you mention it.
Whenever you try to do the Welsh accent, yeah, the thing is, I've had an unfair advantage. Obviously, I'm based in Cardiff, so that tends to help.
Well, I would say Emma's got the biggest advantage because she is actually Welsh. So her
Well-
Welsh accent's probably, I mean, she sounds a lot like Emma Jenkins, does Emma Jenkins. But
I'm just putting it on for effect. Really, I speak like this, but I thought just to be a little different, I would be Welsh. You know?
You sound like the Queen.
Queen.
And Emma actually speaks Welsh. Emma, why don't you give us a little taster of Welsh as a language?
A dwi'n siarad Cymraeg yn rhugl, es I ysgol Cymraeg, felly mae siarad Cymraeg yn dod yn naturiol iawn I fi.
No idea.
Oh.
Yeah, I just said some horrible things about you.
that's what it felt like. I mean, it really hit home here, but I can't respond. Danielle, you were going. Are you done with the impersonation? It's such a good one. I mean, look, Emma loved it so much.
I mean,
I feel like you should keep going.
I might throw a few in as we go through tonight's proceedings. I might feel obliged to throw in the odd
Danielle, you are tonight's proceedings. Let's just be clear. I don't think anything's really happened for anyone in the last week. We've all been in lockdown, so you are very much on tonight's agenda. But Danielle, do you want to continue? How's your week been?
Oh, it's good. I've been snowed under. I'm not going to lie. I've been really busy with styling. Obviously, Miss Earth USA was on last night, and I had a client in the elite category.
Marissa.
Of course, my bestie won. There was plenty of tears. Yeah, I'm just so proud of her. Didn't doubt her a second. She was phenomenal. She particularly nailed her on-stage topic. That was kind of like the cherry on the cake, like crown her now. She just was a force, and I'm just so proud of her. So super duper excited. So I've been busy with styling. I had a session with a lady today who is competing in Miss California USA. So we're getting her prepared. So I'm taking off in the States, which is incredible. Just been busy doing that really, and that's about it for the past week. That's where my life's been. Yeah.
Sounds good. Now, Claudia Evan-Jones here has said most people do actually sound Indian. She's not wrong. It never popped in my head, but I guess now that you say it, I could see it. I mean, we do have Indians here, but I never thought they were Welsh, but I guess I can hear some similarities. I'm not going to get anyone to do an Indian accent. I don't think that would be appropriate, but we can imagine. And Miss Davies in the bottom left, how has your week been?
Hi. So since I seen you last week, I was feeling a little unwell. So I was actually off sick in work. I was having pains in my side, and I was just really, really exhausted, and I kept getting really headachy because I've had migraines my whole life as well. So if it wasn't like physical pain in my side, I was getting migraines, and I was feeling really run down. So I took a few days off work, downloaded some self-help books, and just kind of relaxed my way through it, to be honest. And I'm actually glad I did that, because I ended up changing my whole frame of mind. Because sometimes when we feel unwell, we can let things get on top of us, and we can get really stressed out, and we can let it affect our mood. So I decided to like take a different turn rather than lie there and just melt my own brain. I just decided to download a few self-help books, and yeah, it really made me feel much better. And I actually back at work today and feeling motivated and feeling positive. So yeah.
That's great. Has the pain in your side gone now? Just
Yeah,
okay.
it has, yeah.
Because we were thinking it was appendicitis, and
Yeah,
that's a
I
bit
was
worrying. You don't want to.
I was convinced. And then I thought it was my liver at one stage. I was like, oh, what if I can never have another glass of wine again?
You were pulling an Emma, were you? Except the sour didn't end up on your front; it ended up actually where it was intended to. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been a few drinks been had during lockdown. I don't think anyone's going to blame you for that. Guys, does someone have someone rattling clothes or stops like something in the background? I can.
I think that's my other half eating a packet of crisps. We can hear you. Yeah, you.
What flavour are they?
What flavour? Emma's asking what flavour you got. He's got
can we
Cheetos. Not Cheetos. No, are they
Oh, no.
Are they Cheetos? Cheetos twisted ones.
Yeah, speaking of
So
Cheetos,
Twisties?
and
Huh? Yeah,
Oh,
so he's sitting there munching. He hasn't had dinner tonight, but he's eating a packet of crisps.
speaking of
that
Cheetos,
sounds
I
healthy.
really miss the flaming hot Cheetos that you get in America. Do you know the crispy ones that look like Knick Knacks but they don't taste like Knick Knacks? And I
They're
spent
so
like
good.
20 quid online ordering them, and now I feel like an idiot.
Did you buy them in the end?
What?
Because I saw them on your
Oh, yeah.
story.
Yeah, I bought them.
Yes.
What are knickknacks?
Not nice. They like look nice, but they're not.
They're like a crisp, like a potatoey, starchy crisp. That yeah.
So they're just chips.
They're just
Yeah.
kind of.
Okay.
They're not like a whole potato. It's like I don't know.
I feel like Emma. I feel like Emma's passing judgment on me for some reason. The look on her face is one of disbelief and disgust and disappointment all in one.
I'm in disbelief because of two things. You don't know what a knick-knack is, and Danielle trying desperately to explain what a crisp is. I'm struggling for some reason. She's like, it's not a whole potato.
I tell you what, Adrian, I'm absolutely disgusted. You do not know what a knick-knack is.
Well, I don't. I know. I mean, if I say knick-knack, I think it's just like when you forget the word for it. It's like, oh, this little knick-knack, right? But otherwise, I've never eaten a knick-knack. And yeah, actually, that's a fair point, Em. I didn't realize that Danielle was trying to describe to me what a potato crisp was.
It's not a crisp. It's like I don't know how you describe it. You know, like
Emma, you don't understand. Danielle has spoken so much rubbish over the last year and a half. Sometimes it's hard to tell when she's saying something that you should listen to, and sometimes when it's rubbish, I actually don't know anymore. So thank you. Yeah, I do know what a potato crisp is.
But it's not crisp.
I'm glad. It is a crisp.
What is a knick-knack? Can I search what they're made of? Let's see.
It's just a different shape, isn't it?
Is it?
To a regular crisp.
Or is it made of potato, or is it made of cornstarch? Type in
I
knick-knacks.
mean, these are the riveting.
I'm looking it up.
I know
Come on,
these
here,
are the
Pageant
important
project.
questions. They're in the crisp aisle, but I don't know if they're. When you say past the crisps, I think like Walkers or
They're
Kettle
South
crisps.
African cheese puffs.
Cheese
No,
puffs.
they're not cheese. They don't taste like cheese, do they?
So what are they? Which ones are they? I put in potato knick-knack, and this is what's come up.
Because they're probably not made of potato. Put in knick-knacks.
They're made from M-A.
Maize, the maize. Cornstarch.
Yeah.
They're corn. They're corn, so they're
Maize,
not potato
vegetable
crisps.
oil, salt, and
There
cheese.
they are. The first one, knick-knacks.
Yeah, there's actually no potatoes in them.
Oh, they
No
look like
potato, huh?
twisties. Do you guys have twisties in the UK?
No.
No.
So we over here in Australia we have twisties, which is one of my favourite ones. I was telling Chloe about these ones before. So
They look very.
do they look
It
like?
looks like the front of Vegemite. Like it's like very
Oh,
Australian.
yeah, they look
I
the
didn't know,
same.
they don't taste
Yeah.
anything like Vegemite, I'll tell you that, because if they did, I wouldn't be eating them. Although I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Vegemite flavoured twisty. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a barbecue curry flavoured twisty. But,
Barbecue curry.
why were we talking about knickknacks?
Because I ordered the Cheetos online, the ones that look like knickknacks, but they taste way better.
But you're from Ireland, so isn't it considered like unpatriotic to order anything other than Tatoes? You have to have Tatoes, isn't that the way it goes?
I don't know. It's just because I haven't been in the US in almost a year now, so I just had to order them because every time I'm in the US, I would just like most people go to Vegas, they either get gambling addictions or alcohol addictions. I get Cheeto addictions. So I come home and I'm craving these Cheetos that I always get when I'm in Vegas, and I'm like, right, I need them. So I go online, I order them, and I spend a fortune in what's like $2 in America. I pay like £20 on. Honestly, I need help.
I think it's worth it, to be honest. I think that's a stand-up purchase. I mean, I once ordered a crate of Fanta Lemon on Amazon, and I paid something ridiculous, like 25 quid for it. And I went down B&M Bargains the next day, and they had actual bottles of it for 59 pence. I was so upset. But
Oh no.
I did enjoy my Fanta Lemon, and they were right. They were in cans, it's better, really, isn't it? It was a great time.
Yeah.
I digress. Just saying, I understand.
No
I
regret.
understand feeling.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Wouldn't exactly say you're digressing, because it's not like we were on topic to begin with, Emma, so it's hard to tell when we're digressing on this show sometimes. Jasmine Womack said, I'm useless at accents. I try one and it sounds like a completely different country. Great at accents, but never at doing the right one I'm supposed to. Well, Chloe says that whenever she tries to do a Cockney accent, she sounds Australian. And in fact, Emma was trying a Cockney accent before, and it did sound slightly Australian. So, Emma, do you want to regale everyone with your Australian accent?
Well, my Australian accent, I can only do one word, which is no. No.
Oh.
To be fair, though,
And
that's a very good no.
I
No.
know. I know.
Amazing.
And then Cockney, actually, I had an audition once when I used to act, and I had to do a Cockney accent. So I had a coach help me, and I managed it, and then obviously didn't use it again after the audition. I didn't get the part, which I don't think was anything to do with my Cockney accent. I think I was spot on, to be honest. I'm lying. I think it was ropey. Okay, it was ropey, but I did lose the skills thereafter. I didn't manage to, grab a hold of it. But I feel like they come and go accents. Sometimes you can just start speaking and you're like, wow, I did it really well, and then you try and do it again and it goes.
No.
Yeah. Well, what are we doing here? Elizabeth said appendicitis had awful recovery after ain't much better. Well, hopefully Chloe's doesn't have that. She's on her way. Kev, were you hiding bourbon biscuits then, Danny?
Oh yeah, I moved. And then
Just a small pack.
underneath.
Oh,
No, it's post-Christmas chockies.
I haven't
there's
stopped
none left
eating.
in my house. How have you got any left?
I'm always going to blame the other half.
But they're next to you,
They're
Danielle.
probably not even the Christmas chocolates, are they? You probably just bought them. Yeah, he's got a very guilty look on his face. They're not. I don't even think they're the Christmas chocolates. I think he just purchased those.
Oh,
Good
They
man.
they were COVID chocolates from when he had COVID. He needed to cheer himself up, so he bought himself a packet of. Are they pronounced Gillian? How do you pronounce these?
Gillian.
Gillian or
Right.
Gillian? I don't know.
Belgian French. So just put your
They're
French
great.
accent on.
They're so good. They're Moorish. Do you have a
Gillian.
favourite shape of Gillian?
It's got to be the shell, isn't it? The
Well,
seashell.
I
the
like
one
the
with
longest shell one.
They're all shells.
No, the longish
Where's the
one, the
seahorse?
ovally.
It's got to be
The one you've got-
This one is the best
What?
one
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Oh, no, he wants to eat them now. Go on then.
That
taste
one
them.
or the seahorse? That one or the seahorse?
No,
Although I
this-
feel guilty eating
I
the
think-
seahorse.
I think the second in command has to be either another long one or. Ooh, I feel like that. I think this one's the number one. I feel like
do you have a
this one
seahorse?
might
You've
be
got a
number two.
seahorse one there. I got a challenge for you. Take the seahorse one, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now see if you can bite it in half so that the two halves come apart.
That's what I mean. Just have me on as a performing monkey.
Yeah, I do.
And I love that she just does it as well. She no questions asked.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Because she is a performing monkey.
I messed it up
What have
already.
you done?
I've taken like a little. I've taken the coating off.
Yeah. Fail.
Why did you want her to bite the seahorse in half? What
Yeah.
was the reason? What was the reason?
There's no deep and meaningful reason. It's just a seahorse one because it's got a rectangular cross section. I can't believe I'm going into this. It comes apart more easily, but if you like bite the shell because it's round in cross section, it doesn't come apart easily. So I spent a lot of time when I was younger trying to bite them in half. What's that?
Another packet of bourbons.
Can I just ask, do bourbons have bourbon in them, or are they just called
No.
bourbon creams? Okay.
No.
What is
For a
bourbon?
second I thought they were alcoholic biscuits.
This is the
Oh,
snack drawer, right?
Oh
Should we
my god!
Let's rate out
we
of
can
10
see.
my other half snacks.
Go on, bring them up. We'll give the snack
Okay.
a rating out of 10. Okay,
We've
rate
got-
that out of 10. I'll give that an
We've got
8.
Milka with
I
the
give Milka an
shortbread.
8. Hang on. All right, Chloe, what do you give that out of 10? Chloe, give it a rating out of 10.
A 9. I
9
love
for
a
the
good
Milka.
milk bar. Yeah.
Emma, what about you? What are you going to give that out of 10?
Did that have biscuit in it?
Shortbread.
Oh. Has it got
Short-
biscuit in it?
No.
No,
one.
no biscuit. No.
No.
I thought it was just a plain
No.
one. No.
All right, so
1 out
Chloe,
of 10.
revise your score.
I
1
don't
out
like
of 10.
biscuit. I like chocolate.
give it a
but
four.
no
Emma,
biscuit.
what?
Emma's giving it
A
a 4.
4. All right.
It would have been
going,
a 9
Danielle,
if
what's
it
next?
didn't have the biscuit.
Next up, we have fizzy fish. Has anyone
Oh,
tried fizzy fish?
Oh.
I don't like lollies, so that's a 1 out of 10 from me.
They're like gummies. They're kind
But they
of
fizz,
some are
I
sweet,
assume.
some are sour. Highly recommend. I do like these. Anyone tried them?
What
No?
else have we got?
No.
No.
Yeah, move
Don't
on.
have
We're
those
not enthused.
Come on, it's a
Ugh.
standard.
Oh, there
It's
they
an
are.
all-time classic. It is a classic,
Oh,
especially
I'm
at Christmas.
7.
7.
7.
solid.
Once you
7.
walk
I'm
Go on.
those,
like
though, there's no
raging
going
when they
back.
come out. Nah.
Cheeky finger? No?
Nah.
We need to find something that Emma rates as a 9 or a 10, I think. Keep going, keep going.
Maryland cookies?
Have they got nuts in them?
This straw is not pleasing me.
If they had nuts in them, I would have liked them.
No
but
nuts. No nuts.
It's a no. No,
Just
we need a
chocolate
buzzer
chip.
sound. Next.
Get some
we
nuts.
Eh.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know exactly how long these have been in here, but
Oh, I do love a mini egg.
mini egg chocolate.
Yeah.
Are these new? Now
They
that
don't look
Christmas is
new.
over and done with? You
They
mean
are
the
an
Easter?
confectionery,
Easter.
aren't they? So I would assume
Last
they're
Easter.
old.
That can go in the bin.
Chocolate has
Okay.
a long sell-by, though. It's fine.
Okay, this might be.
Well,
a
you do
wild
say
card.
that.
Right, this might take you back to the old school, some nostalgic animals.
I don't know
Nah.
what that is.
I enjoy them.
Emma's feeling the animals.
Yes.
Never.
Keep
That's
going.
Illegal. That's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not There's
You got
there's loads
more.
in
No.
here.
This
There's
drawer's...
loads in here. There's chocolate digestives.
Yeah, a strong staple in any household.
Oh, giant buttons that
Oh,
open
buttons.
upside down.
Okay. Finally
yeah.
something that I've seen. Buttons.
Switched into Galaxy counters and
No.
we're there.
Emma's
Yeah,
applauding the buttons. Okay.
Thai,
Ah,
sweet, Thai
yeah.
sweet chicken.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
And
Yeah.
we've got, okay, 2 more left. We've got frutellas. Are they frutellas? No,
Oh.
Starburst.
Ooh, 10 out
Oh,
of 10.
Starburst.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Starburst. And then we've
Emma's
got
giving it a no.
Lint.
Oh, a
Lindor
lint ball.
10 out of 10.
balls.
10 out of 10.
Well, that really depends on what lint ball it is, because there's so many
I mean,
flavors of lint
I
ball.
think
There's like
there's-
20 of them.
The one with the
think I-
nuts is the best.
These are
The dark
left
ones,
over
eh?
because he doesn't like these ones.
The dark ones.
Oh, and I found a random crunchy.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
the crunchy.
crunchies are good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Crunchy
so-
We'll leave
dip
a
into
crunchy for you.
coffee. and then you can eat the chocolate off, and then you've got the honeycomb. Ooh,
Although I
right.
always get concerned about my teeth when I eat a crunchy. I
Yeah.
don't know why. You just feel like your teeth are going to come out with it.
Yeah.
So that gives you insight into my other half's diet.
I won't
And what
pass any comment.
What I have to be around.
He's lucky he's alive.
Oh no,
Let's just
they
say
said you're
that.
lucky to be alive.
He's like, there's no fridge in the place. It's just that drawer. Breakfast, lunch, and tea. What do you want?
We have a fridge in the bedroom for.
And it's filled with alcohol.
It is out in him on the internet. We have a fridge in the bedroom because he has a. Is it Relentless that you drink? Yeah.
What's Relentless? Is that an energy drink?
So many boys are addicted to that energy drink. I swear to God, every boy I know in my whole entire life is addicted to Relentless. Is that a Welsh boy thing?
What is Relentless?
I think it's a Welsh boy
energy
thing.
drink.
So it's
What does
kind
it
of like
taste like?
Monster.
Rocket fuel.
Yeah.
I
He
quite like
has
that.
the purple ones.
Rockstar.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
They're like a punch flavored one.
Yeah, like the blue can, but it's like punchy flavored. Yeah.
Punchy.
So
I used to love that when I worked in Tesco's, and I'd be bouncing around the storeroom after drinking it.
I was going to say, you're the last person who needs an energy drink.
I know. I was like,
The shelves have never been stocked as
Danielle,
quickly.
Tesco, like, I swear to God, the customers probably
doing a
just
shopping,
here.
doing a weekly shop in the basket, going straight in my basket. Go straight.
She's got the shakes like walking down. Like, whoa.
Danielle, Claudia here said, tell him to try Wotsits.
Do you like Wotsits? You like Wotsits?
Spicy Wotsits, and we're there.
It's a heads up.
What's a Wotsit? What's
Do
a
you remember
Wotsit?
years ago they used to have
cheesy
cocktail Wotsits? Like years ago. Does anyone remember those? They were the bomb. They were the bomb.
They were trying to take skips on, weren't they? With that one.
And they were amazing.
I love a skip.
Too.
Are we team skips or are we team Wotsits?
The prawn cocktail.
I don't feel like I can choose. You know, like when you're a mother and you can't choose a favorite child. I feel like that about Wotsits.
No.
And skips. You know what I used to do as a child? I'd take one skip because they're like a cup, aren't they? And I'd put a tiny, like pea-sized amount of ketchup in, and then put the lid on another skip and eat it. I'm telling you, it's a sensation.
So hors d'oeuvre, that is. You can get that at a fancy dinner party at Emma's.
It's an amuse-bouche.
See me. Oh, God.
Yeah, come to my house and it skips with ketchup and
Ooh.
what else can I serve? I don't know.
Oh gosh.
I'll have a think.
I mean,
We've really
crisp
gone off topic,
sandwiches.
haven't we?
Twisted
Oh,
toast.
no, don't.
flaming hot ones. No, those ones get stuck in your teeth. The American ones are like hotter and crispier.
That's what he was eating. He was eating the twisted Cheetos. They were the flaming hot ones, right? Yeah.
And how's the teeth going now? Get him to smile for you.
I'm okay. I'm good.
The comments have gone crazy, all with people's like favorite snacks. Hang on. Where am I?
It's so nostalgic.
Adrian, you should try a knick-knack. Clearly missing out on life here. I've never seen them here in Australia, Claudia. I haven't seen 80% of the stuff that Danielle just brought out of the drawer. I've not seen. I think knick-knack is made from maize. Favorite knick-knack flavor? Well, I don't have one. Danielle,
spicy ones. It's going to be spicy ones.
Spicy. Okay, seems to be unanimous agreement on spicy. Elizabeth here said rib and spicy. Looks like Twisties are knickknacks. Yeah, so Twisties over here in Australia, I do like them. They look similar. Kiara said, I think a UK to Australia food swap has to be done in Australia to UK, and you should test them on an episode from 0 to 10. Well, I mean, Kiara, the only thing that's going to come from Australia would be, I mean, I guess Twisties. But Tim Tams, you're all going to give 10 out of 10. You're all crazy about Tim Tams.
What's a Tim Tam?
Emma.
Did you just say Emma in an Emma accent?
Emma.
Go on then.
Emma.
I'll show you what a Tim Tam is.
Anyone
Anyone else want to give a go?
You're all there in silence. I have no words.
Emma.
Emma, a Tim Tam
ignorance
is like Tim Tam ignorance. A Tim Tam is basically like a penguin.
Penguin. That's what I thought.
But it's a better version of a penguin.
I love a good penguin.
Who gets excited over a penguin?
We get very excited.
I like. I like the joke.
Do you like a penguin?
Well, I like the joke,
I
but
mean-
I don't actually eat the biscuit.
This is a better version of a
Joke.
penguin.
Oh, penguins come with jokes. That's someone told me that.
Yeah.
Tim Tams don't come
Yeah.
with jokes.
It
Was
was
it-
great. You know, school dinners, you take your packed lunch, you have a penguin, you were cracking jokes, you know, making
Yeah.
friends. I wasn't making friends, I was hated. But, you know, I really felt like I had a personality because of my penguin packet. It was great.
Anyone remember a penguin joke so I can get a sense of
Yeah.
what these penguin jokes are like? What's a
Um,
penguin joke?
I know
Oh.
one off the top of my head, and I need to remember it correctly, otherwise I'll completely
they're
ruin it.
all about penguins and ice and
Yeah.
there's one about the North
What
Pole,
does-
isn't there?
What does a penguin wear on his head?
An ice cap.
There we go.
Wow.
That was
Oh,
one of
dear.
them, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think those jokes would win you friends anywhere. It might get you a punch in the face.
My imaginary friends all loved it.
They thought you were hilarious. A standing ovation. Danielle, how many?
They made such a ruckus.
Danielle, you're the queen of dad jokes. Have
Yeah.
you remembered all the penguin jokes? Have you?
Yeah, I've got another one. How much does a polar bear weigh?
Oh no, hold on. I feel like I know this one.
How much does
No.
a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice.
Wow.
So,
Is that a
whenever
fat
you don't
joke?
get it,
That sounds like a fat joke. Poor polar bears.
Shaming polar bears.
I know it's gonna rock Christmas
Any
for
polar bears watching
everyone.
this, I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry. Disclaimer: no polar bears were harmed in the
They're
making of
going
this
through a
joke.
hard time. You know,
They are. It's so inconsiderate. How dare the Penguin Company?
I know.
Yeah, it's bitterly cold where they're at. I mean, geez, come on,
It
give
is
them a
cold.
break. Okay, let's keep going. Claudia here has said shrimp on the Barbie. Anyone want to try saying that and sound like an Australian whilst they say it?
You throw a
No.
shrimp on the Barbie. She's like, no, absolutely not.
Can I just
No.
say, I've lived in Australia all my life. I've never said that phrase. And we don't call them shrimp. In Australia, we call them prawns. Shrimp is actually American. So I don't really know why this apparently is an Australian phrase. It makes no
What?
sense.
Isn't it from Dumb and Dumber? Because
Yeah.
he says it, and obviously he's stupid. So he says he tries to be Australian and is American, and I think that's where it's from. Surely,
Oh,
is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it might have
think
been
so.
back in the day from Crocodile Dundee. I have no idea.
No.
All I know is,
Maybe.
Emma, I've never heard anyone actually say that phrase except as a joke.
Shrimp
Yeah.
on the
So
Barbie.
it's, yeah, we don't
It's
go
from
around
Danielle.
saying that.
Crikey.
And the funny thing
We
was,
also don't say that.
the girl in the film was actually from Austria, wasn't she?
Yeah. And then
There are some
you got
people who get
Australia.
Austria and Australia confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, the accent will be a dead
Right?
giveaway. Yeah, Austrians and Australians don't sound anything like the same. Austrian is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Australian is a crocodile hunter. They don't
I'll
sound
be back.
anything the same. Thank you, Chloe.
Dumb and Dumber.
Get to the chopper. Kev has said, if we're talking accents and impressions, Emma does a killer Nessa from Gavin and Stacey. I don't know
What's
what
the
that
kid
means.
in?
Oh, I'm not being funny, but I don't want to talk about it. All right, I'm not just gonna do it when you says, Kev. All right, we got an understanding.
So good.
Actually,
So
I met her like a couple of months ago, and because everyone knows I do the impression, the actress Ruth Jones, I met her, was so excited, and everyone was like, "I hope you said, oh, what's occurring?" And I was like, "No," because I didn't want her to hate me. No, it didn't happen. I was just very nice and normal. I pretended to be normal for 5 minutes. It was it was very fun.
Must have been the
So
hardest
good.
5 minutes of your life,
And
Emma.
I can do
Really
what's the woman's name from Essex?
There's only one woman in
Pamela?
Essex.
Pamela Gavlar.
Pamela?
Oh no, I can't stop eating ham. When she's eating that,
I'm not
I
crying.
can't help it. Oh my Christ, you caught me.
I don't even know what you're talking
She's like-
about, but that phrase by
She's
itself
like-
is already so funny. I can't stop eating ham.
I know.
She's like,
You're eating ham, Pam.
That was good. That was really good.
I can't imagine, like, Danielle and Emma caught up recently at Miss Universe GB. I can't imagine if you two had like a wine or two,
It'd be
how that
wild. It's
conversation
wild.
would have gone to all hours of the night.
Oh, I've got my role model hat on right now, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about what
Yeah.
happened. But we just sat up talking for hours and hours and hours. And Gabby was there, Miss Wales. She was with us, and I feel sorry for her having to live through Dan and I ranting, probably not even listening to one another, just shouting over each other and loving life, you know. And Gabby was just slumped, and I think that Gabby had like she was just in bed next to us, like just yeah. And then
Gabriella,
You know what I'm like when I
She's-
do impressions as well, because I have to get up. I have to get up and be like, right, I have to
Oh,
embody it. I have to
what,
get
you're
up.
a method
I have to move
actor, are you?
around. Yeah,
I have to
I
actually
have to.
pretend. I'm going to embody Emma Jenkins. All right, good.
Yeah.
Last
It was
week
full
I got Danielle.
reenactments, you know.
I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I got Danielle to pretend that she was Gabriella interviewing you, Emma. And when she went from person to
I was
person,
like,
she actually had to get up and start
Is it
facing
so?
another way.
So, Gabby, tell me, how was your experience at Miss Wells? I can't do it. I was literally like, this
You
is
can't
like
leave it
literally-
there.
No,
You
'cause
can't leave it there. Come on.
Gabby's harder to do than Emma, because Emma's so like excitable and like very like presentery, whereas Gabby's more like she's really soft and she's kind of hard to do her
You did it
accent.
last week.
Her accent is a lot different. Like, and just embody like, oh god, she's a lot. Gabby is harder to do impressions of than Emma.
Emma, can you do an impression of Gab?
She just Gabby always shocks me. I've known her for years, right? And then she's quite quiet, and then she'll randomly say something, and it shocks you because you don't expect it to come out of her. But she's like, she watches everything and she takes everything in, and then when you're on your own, she'll go, "Did you know?" And you're like, "Oh,
Gabby.
She's honestly, she cracks me up.
She's a firecracker.
Yeah, she's brilliant. So she's quite expressionless as well, and she'll just say something really savage, and you're like, I love it. Brilliant. I can't do the impression though. She's such a dark horse. When you get to know Gabriella, like really, she makes me laugh. She's hilarious.
Okay, well that's who we're having on next episode then.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a chat with
She
good
won't
old
give anything
Gabriella.
away.
No, she don't.
She's got like an armor of steel. You could like, it's quite phenomenal.
Well, that sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
So Emma, out of pageant styles, which one do you like better? Like the Miss Universe, like Model-esque, kind of high fashion, or like the Miss World where you get to do your sports and your talent? Like, what do you prefer?
I definitely preferred Miss Universe. Like
Miss Universe.
preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miss World was intense because there was so many elements to prepare for.
I could never do Miss World.
It was really stressful because I was working full time then. I mean, when I was prepping for Miss Universe, I'm self-employed, so I could put more time into it. Whereas with Miss World, I was working full time at a television studio, and they were really, really helpful. To be fair to them, they did give me a lot of time to prepare and things, and gave me days off when I need them. But you know, to prep for sport, as someone who has never been athletic and never been
neither.
You have to do a bleep test at Miss World. I mean, no flashbacks of gym in school and horrible. Yeah, and then talent was fine. It was honestly horrendous. Talent was fine because I sing, so that was easy. But there was just a lot of elements that you had to prepare for. Whereas Miss Universe, you kind of just had to show up and enjoy the experience, and it was more bougie, you know.
Yeah, can I just ask, when you guys did the beep, I mean, you call it the bleep test, and we call it the beep test. I've heard it called both. But did you have this audio? Because literally, I remember this audio from school. I mean, this might give you PTSD, but if you listen for a second.
The multi-stage fitness test will start in 5 seconds.
Oh no, yours was Australian.
I remember this guy.
I swear ours was a woman.
can't remember. I blocked it out.
Start level 1, 1.
It's pretty easy. The first one is almost walking.
I'm
Yeah.
out of
Emma, you
breath
okay there?
already.
Level 1, 2.
Oh, I hated it. I can't believe they made you do that, Emma.
I loved it. I loved
I
the
would have
beep
walked
test.
out. I would have been like,
Level-
nah.
And I was
What
running,
level
and
did
I
you?
thought, I can't even remember, but I was running because we had to do it in our separate groups. We didn't all do it at once. So I thought, as long as I'm not the first one out, then I'm happy. So I kept going, and I think there was about 12 of us in the group, and I think I left out at about 6. But I decided I was running, and I knew that if I pushed myself, I could have kept going, but I didn't want to. So I was like, oh no, because I just hate running. I can't do it. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not
Unless
in
you're
me.
actually going to go in for the win, then I think it's not worth exerting yourself while you're at the pageant, because you don't want to be knackered for the rest of the day.
And I didn't want to make
Yeah.
the sports team. I didn't want to do the sports day. I was quite happy to stand on the sidelines and go, woo, And that was my skill set being brought to the table there. My woohoos. That's,
My woohoos.
I love the way you said woohoos.
woohoos.
I used to, when I was tennis coach, I would make the entire squad do the beep test once every term, so 4 times a year, and they had to make a minimum level of 6, which is, it's not difficult for most people, but it's not, walking either. And you're right when you were saying that you didn't want to be the first one out, Emma, because what would happen is no one would be out. Because also if they got less than 6, I'd make them do it again the next week until they got more than 6. But what would happen as soon as one person dropped out, the next one, like 3 people drop out, then 5 people drop out, and then you're suddenly left with the one person who just for some reason can run until the cows come home and just makes it look effortless. And I would stop at level 10. It goes up to past level 20. We would stop at level 10, and then they would stop after doing level 10, and they wouldn't even be sweating, not even breathing heavily.
There's always that
Like they've
one
just gone for a
kid
jog.
that just keeps going.
Yeah.
That was me.
They're just born to run.
Then I was like, me, I'm a winner.
That was me.
It was me.
I was always
I would have
first
been
out
scared
every
of
time.
you in school. Yes.
No.
You know how many people have said that, Emma? A lot of people have said that if I'd had Danielle in school, I would have been scared of her. Because also she would be playing dodgeball, so she'd be throwing balls at you. And she's a sporty kid. She'd probably be tripping you over and pulling your ponytails. Yeah, so...
No. I know how to handle competition. I'm a graceful
would've-
loser and a graceful winner.
Next week we'll have Gabby on and we'll have Danielle run through her beep test. So whilst we're interviewing Gabby, you can be doing your beep test in the background.
It's been a long time. It's been 15 years since I've done the beep test.
Got to work that snack drawer off. I mean, come on, you've probably been eating all those Gillian chocolates.
It's not my snack drawer.
Stop snack
So
shaming.
you don't partake from it all the time. Can I just say, how does your boyfriend not, like, if I had that much chocolate and then these energy drinks, I'd be running through walls. I'd be
No
like this, and then I'd just collapse and die.
I think he's immune. I think
Jazz
he's actually
hands.
immune.
Yeah, after the caffeine especially. Okay, so hang on. What's going
What are you
on
eating
here?
now? What are you eating now?
Danny, the best.
He's
Lockdowns.
eating chocolate now. He's eating Bailey's chocolate. That was from Christmas.
Bailey's chocolate.
Bailey's chocolate, yeah. Chuck us the wrapper.
Is that Bailey's
I like
as in the
it,
Irish
Bailey's
cream?
cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want some Bailey's.
It's just a box. So this is how athletic you are. Loves you really. Oh, it's got hair on it. Lovely. Tasty.
Oh, okay. I like those because I like Bailey's. Can't go wrong
I
with
don't
Bailey's.
see it. I don't like it.
It's good. It's good stuff.
You don't like it, Emma?
Danielle, I forgot to ask you.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't ask in the middle of the podcast. It's a bit random. But see about Coachella. Did you get a refund or anything, or did you get
No.
your Coachella
So,
ticket? Nothing. They didn't
I
even write back to me.
deferred my ticket until this year, but I
Me too.
checked on Coachella. I checked on Coachella last night, and there are talks of it being postponed to October now. Yeah, because the mayor of Coachella Valley or Palm Springs came out and said there is no events going ahead in
April.
the spring. So, but Coachella has yet to make an announcement yet. So I still have my tickets for the first weekend, but which
Yeah.
me and Marissa are heading to. So I checked last night when
Oh.
she won to think like, am I still going to America in April? But don't know. I
Is
reckon
it
it'll be October.
scheduled for April? Is it scheduled
Yes.
for April? That's
Mhm.
not.
It's not going to go
I
ahead.
can't
No,
see.
it's
Not with
not.
a UK strain. No, not.
So
I don't see that.
I reckon it'd be in October time. There was speculation it was going to be October just gone when they postponed originally. When they postponed last April, they said October, and then they were like, no. So
Yeah.
we might just have to get to a point where we have to ask for a refund because obviously now she has to go to Miss Earth, and Miss Earth is usually
Yes.
end of October, beginning of November time. So, and
You can come
depending
with
when
me
it
and
is.
Eden.
Pardon?
You can come with me and Eden.
Yeah, but you got the second weekend, haven't you?
No, I requested to change them to the first,
Oh,
but
to
they
the
haven't wrote back.
first.
Yeah, but they still haven't wrote
Yes.
back, which is a weird thing. They sent us an email asking, "Do you want to switch?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to switch."
Yeah.
Switched to the first, and then they just didn't email back. So hopefully that means I'm first. I like filled out a little
Yeah.
form
You
anyway,
should
but
get first dibs on the first weekend. The first weekend's the best weekend of Coachella.
yes, yeah, because you kind of know what's coming if you go second weekend because you've already seen all the
Yeah.
people that are. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some surprises that are different in the second weekend from the first weekend. But the first weekend is like when all the buzzes, all the big like parties, like Neon Carnival, they all happen on like the Wednesday and the Thursday beforehand. So
Mhm.
the Revolve parties usually, I think, on the Thursday. So it's just having to get invites to those parties because some people just go for the parties before the festival and don't actually go to the festival in the end
What?
because they're
No.
just they're apparently so good and so much fun, and you get loads of like gift bags and yeah. I'll have a Revolve gift bag. I'll take that.
Yeah.
When,
I would love to
Danielle,
go
when
to
is
Coachella.
Galaxy? You're over there for in August, right?
August, yes.
All right. Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Who's your
It's going to be a
stylist?
race.
Who's my stylist? Yours
Joking.
truly.
Styling yourself.
Yeah.
Danielle
Well, actually,
Latimer, styled by herself.
I've almost finished my wardrobe for Galaxy now. I set myself the
Oh,
task of finishing it all by the end of this month. I just need to order my gown and then I'm done.
Amazing. I'm
Yeah.
very impressed.
exciting. Do
And
you
it was
know what gown you're ordering? Did you design one or have you picked one?
I haven't picked one, I haven't designed one. I still can't make up my mind, but I've got a few more days to kind of
Have you
complete
color scheme
on a
in
design.
mind?
Nope.
No.
I
When you
literally keep changing my mind so much. I'm like, do I want sparkles and beaded? Do I want chiffon? Do I want a leg split? Do I not? Do I want high neck? Do I want straps? Do I want sleeves? I do not know. I'm at a point now where I'm just like, ip dip do, and just have to like maybe roll a dice and be like, each of the faces have like some kind of an option for a neckline
Yeah.
or
I think it's hard
Ah.
if you've competed before because, like, I know that I do follow trends, but I still like the same colors that I like. I still like the same style. So sometimes it's difficult because you are drawn towards things that you've worn before. Because that's how I
yeah.
am. Like, I
Yeah.
always end up liking similar gowns to things I've already worn.
Yeah.
But
And
one of those things, isn't it?
I've out of the years that I've been competing, I've won 3 times, and 2 of those 3 times have been when I've worn a red dress. So, and of course, I've worn a lot of dresses in my time, and I thought, oh, maybe that's a sign. But then, do I stick with that? Do I do something different? I don't know. I've had people tell me that they've dreamt about me winning in white before. I really have no idea.
They've dreamt about you winning in white? That's a
Yeah,
very random dream to have, to be
random.
dreaming of you winning a pageant and you
I
were
know.
wearing a white.
So
Wow.
random.
Can't say I've ever had a dream like that, but okay.
So yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe it was
Absolutely
your
no idea.
wedding they were dreaming of.
Maybe.
If your wedding looks like a pageant, I think there's a problem there. I mean, there's a bunch
Yeah.
of people at Danielle's wedding cheering and yelling with signs being held up, and there's a table of judges at the front. That'd be the world's strangest reality TV show.
She can be sat in the pews of the church, and then the groom can say, "And the winner is Danielle Latimer." And she stands up and she's like, "Yes!" And then
Be like an episode of The Bachelor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
That'd be awkward if he has a Steve Harvey moment and calls the wrong name.
Someone else's name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, don't do that.
We can just imagine how that would go. Claudia, here, there's a load of comments about snacks. I've seen them all. And Kiara, if you do want to send me UK food for me to try, sure. But I'm not a huge lolly fan. I'm more a chip fan. Claudia here has said she doesn't do sport. I'm assuming that's about Emma.
It is.
Now, Nadia here has a question for Emma. She said, do you have any more pageant-related goals? Bearing in mind, obviously, you've represented the two biggest systems already. So any more pageant-related goals?
No, I don't think so. I competed at the two that really meant something to me, and I was lucky enough to win. So I've really enjoyed that experience of competing. I don't think I'll ever compete again, but I always sort of do my utmost to help younger girls who want advice, or sometimes I think some of us can have a picture in our mind of what we should be if we enter a pageant. And I think that especially in the pageants I've competed at, that we all have massive differences between one another. So I like to kind of communicate that with, I'm not a doctor or a lawyer or any of the things that I think some people feel they have to be to win big pageants. And I just try and drill home that, I'm just a small town girl from South Wales who's just worked really hard to be a good person and therefore has done well in pageants. And I think that's sometimes a really simple thing to communicate that lots of especially younger girls competing in pageants don't really think of, because in pageantry we celebrate these impressive women who have degrees and massive achievements, and they're athletes and they've done all these wonderful things. And I think sometimes girls can get really intimidated, and they can start to question whether or not they fit in this world, or whether they're good enough. And that's something that I questioned a lot as well going into Miss Universe Great Britain. But I think I'm proof that you don't have to have all these tremendous accolades and world titles to be able to win Miss Universe Great Britain. So I think that's my goal really, is communicating that as best I can, and just sort of proving that the nice girl does finish last. You can just be nice and do your best and win.
Yeah. Amazing.
I love that, because I think it should be more about the character. Well, the accolades and the occupation obviously is impressive, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have the character. And I think we should be paying more attention to the character of the person, including hard work, which absolutely somewhat a queen should have, rather than just assuming that because they have an amazing occupation, they're a better person. And I know Chloe, because I've spoken to Chloe quite a lot when she was going for Miss Universe Ireland. You were talking about the fact that you felt that, all these people, they're doctors, they're working for NASA, all this stuff, lawyers, which is great. But you felt a little bit like, there's them and then there's me. So
yeah, I think everyone always feels that way. We see some of our winners are absolutely incredible, like all of them are, and it just you always feel so nervous entering, because you're like, oh my goodness, like how can I even compare to these people? They're so amazing. Like we've got frontline workers, we've got scientists, people working for NASA. Like we even had a girl in our group at Miss Universe Ireland who made ventilators and everything. Like we had an amazing group of girls. So even when I got announced as a finalist, I actually was so nervous about it. I didn't even know if I was gonna do it. I actually called Adrian at one point and said, I might pull out, I don't know, I'm too nervous. And I just went into it. I was me and I had a great time and I loved it. Honestly, just 100% be you. I love the fact that you went and you did it being you, and that's the best thing.
Yeah, I think when you're younger, you really underestimate the power of being yourself, because you see someone who you think is the
100%.
best, and then you just try and emulate everything they do, rather than thinking, okay, what's different or good about me? And that sounds, it's far harder to do than it is to talk about, because that's been, I'm 28 now, and I only think really in the last year or so have I realized that my power is being myself. And learning to love yourself is a daily process. It's not something that you just wake up and like, I'm gonna love myself and that's it, it's done. It's every day a constant battle. And telling young girls, I'm like, be yourself, don't try and be anyone else. And they're going, yeah, okay. And then they post pictures on Instagram looking like Kylie Jenner as best they can, and I'm like, no, be you, be young and beautiful and natural and be yourself. And I think that as an older sort of member of the pageant community, I just feel like so passionate about telling the younger girls to really try and be themselves as best they can, because when they get to my age, they look back at those photos, all the things they did, and thought, oh, why did I do that? I think we all feel a bit like that. I mean, even I look back at things I said or did or wore as Miss Wales, and you can get a bit waffly with the things you say, and it all can become a bit cheesy, and it's all a bit sanctimonious, and because you think that's what you need to do. You think, oh, if I make this sentence really overcomplicated and mushy and say how a caring, wonderful, worldly person I am. No, it's all fluff and silliness. Just be yourself unapologetically. And that's that vulnerability in being yourself is how you get people to love you and to get to know you. And that's what a pageant girl, in this day and age, is a friend, isn't it?
Because that's what I was actually saying to Adrian. Back in like 2004, was it Jennifer Hawkins, the Australian girl one? Like she was just this really sweet small town girl from Australia. That what was it? She used to help her dad count chickens or count birds or something. But she was just so normal and sweet. And then she ended up winning Miss Universe, and everyone loved her. And it was just because of her lovely personality. And I just really loved that, to see a small town girl like go and win Miss Universe, and for everyone to love her for it. And she made a huge career for herself, like after winning Miss Universe.
She's huge in Australia now, isn't she? She's like the face of Maya, which is like the department store there, and she's got her own collection. And I think her husband has is it a tequila company, or they share a company out there?
Not sure about that, but she's definitely a household. She's a household name here, and when I say that, I mean there aren't many people from pageant world who are household names in Australia. Jennifer Hawkins is as close as it gets. But I mean, just Chloe saying that was back in 2004. I feel pageant. I had nothing to do with pageantry back then. I didn't know it existed. But I mean, just thinking about how much it's changed. Some of it for the better, some of it perhaps not. But that's 16, 17 years ago. It was a different world back then. Pageants have definitely changed a lot over that period of time. But I love what Emma was saying about getting to know yourself and that it's a process. I'm not such a big fan of Emma making out that she's old, because Emma, please stop.
Emma's so young.
You're not old. But I understand, because it's a journey. It's hard. We all remember our teenage years. It's hard to, when you're a teenager, you're trying to figure things out. Maybe you're going through a really hard time. I think a lot of people are going through a hard time. And you don't really know who you are. So this is always the thing that I've had with be yourself. I think to be yourself, you need to know yourself. And I think that's also a process too, that you only go through if you try lots of different things. You push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. You go traveling, you try some different jobs. And then once you get to know yourself, and then you can really, really be yourself. But I can't believe we're having this discussion after what we were talking about before, when we were talking about snacks and impressions. It's gone from, really just normal weird talk to something really different.
We're actually talking about pageant stuff for once, which is an improvement.
No thanks to you, Danielle. Thanks to Nadia for submitting the question. Claudia here has asked, how have you guys survived all these constant lockdowns, with emoji? Danielle, do you want to go first? We'll go around the room.
I don't know how I've survived it. My sleeping pattern is well and truly ruined. But having things to do has kept me going. Yeah, keeping busy as much as you can. I'm now technically self-employed, so I think it helps when you've got a routine and you've got a job, and you need to log onto your computer and you can work from home. I think that really helps people. It helps people if you're studying, but if you are in the same position as me, sometimes just getting out, going for a run, going for a walk, that's really helped me. Staying
Well, Emma
busy.
won't be going out for a run,
Oh
given what
no.
she said before. That's not how Emma's dealt with lockdown. Chloe, how have you been surviving all these constant lockdowns?
It's so strange because your moods tend to shift so much. I remember when the lockdown started last March, I thought, oh, this is great. Like, I can do everything from home. I don't have to travel to Belfast every day for uni. This is handy. Um, and then, like, at the start of summer, it was beautiful weather, and I live in Shireland in Donegal, and it was absolutely gorgeous. We were having barbecues in our garden every day with a beautiful view of the island, just paradise. And then after summer, the winter months started coming in. It started getting dark. It started getting cold. I stopped going out walks. Stopped going out runs, and then the mood and the atmosphere seems to shift. So it's strange. But over the winter time, I started working from home 40 hours a week. So that sort of gets me in a routine too. So I'm not like, so I'm kind of distracted in a way when I'm working. But I know that we can find these times difficult. Like I said earlier, I started off this week feeling really unwell. But rather than let myself get down, I picked up some like self-help books and just, tried to change a few things and tried not to, any time that the lockdown felt like it was getting too much, just try and do something about it in a positive way. Because I know it can be overwhelming for a lot of people, and especially this time because it's winter. But
Yeah.
the spring's approaching again. Um, as soon as Easter comes, we can all go out in the gardens, have our barbecues again, and hopefully by then some of our restrictions will lift because they're currently giving vaccines to the elderly at the moment. So they hope by March the most vulnerable will be vaccinated. So that means the restrictions for everyone else will hopefully be lifted by then. So fingers crossed, everyone. Like, we're all here together. Just also call a friend. Like, Adrian's been a fantastic friend to me throughout this lockdown and like since last year. Anytime I need a friend, I've got a friend in Australia. So just pick up the phone, call a friend, and it helps. It helps to talk about things. Don't bottle things up. It's yeah.
Well, 100% that, yeah. Guys, if you are at home and you're not feeling so good, you got to take some initiative and reach out. I know it's the last thing that you want to do if you're isolated and feeling depressed. What I very often find is people don't want to feel like they're a burden to other people. But I think what you'll find out is if you reach out and call a friend, they're feeling exactly the same about you, and they'll be very glad you called. It's just like two people awkwardly sitting in separate houses, both wanting to call each other, but they don't. So just pick up the phone, literally pick up the phone and call. You don't even have to message first. Don't say, are you, just call. It's all good.
Unless it's a FaceTime, you need to give people warning if it's a FaceTime.
Okay.
I just turned
Emma,
the
would
camera off.
you like to give us your number? I can put it in the comments and now everyone can FaceTime you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Well, unless it's a FaceTime. Yeah, I understand that. All right, Emma, how have you survived all the constant lockdowns?
Well, actually, Claudia, the girl asked the question, she's my oldest friend. She used to be my neighbour when we were like 2 years old. So we've been friends our entire lives. And she's a key worker, so she's worked through this whole thing, and she's vaccinated now. I think she had a vaccination the other day, so she's ahead of us
Oh,
all.
well.
But we've just been constantly texting each other, like, remember life before, remember our life. And Claudia lives alone, so luckily I've been able to bubble with her, because you can bubble with one person households.
Right. Yep.
Which has been nice. So we've been like a crutch for one another. No pun intended. I know I'm on crutches at the moment. But
She's been the
she's
emotional crutch, and you've got your physical crutches there separately.
Yeah, exactly. And because we've known each other for like 26 years, there's like 1,000,001 inside jokes. Like, we have our own language that we more or less speak to one another. So she'll just, send me a word that isn't even in the dictionary, and I know what you're talking about. It's one of those relationships at this point. So I think, my friends have been keeping me sane, because I haven't dealt with lockdown very well, I don't think. Like the first lockdown, it was like, oh, I'm going to create loads of content. I'm going to do makeup videos. Like I'm going to use this time. And now I'm like waking up at midday and, you know, hobbling downstairs. I like to crawl downstairs is the easiest way now, which, you know,
On your bottom.
yeah,
You're like,
Shuffle
must
down.
coffee.
it's really fun. And then I have to ask my mum to make me food. And I cook all my own meals. I love to cook, so not being able to cook for myself is hard work. And I've just been so like not motivated, not bothered to do anything. Everything's on hold. It's just been, but you know, we're gonna get there. I'm focusing on summer when hopefully people will be vaccinated and more free to roam.
In the summertime.
Not a podcast without a sing song. I mean, just for you UK guys, what I've been hearing in the news is that your government plans to have offered the vaccination to every adult by October. But as Chloe was saying, I think the first round for most people, hopefully within a month. I think they're doing something like 140 vaccinations per minute. So they do seem at least to be trying to get it out to everyone as quickly as possible.
They're not working Sundays.
We don't do Sundays.
Don't do Sundays. McDonald's.
I'm sorry, really? They don't do
Vaccinations,
Sundays.
pandemic. No Sundays. Sorry. It's the Lord's Day. You're not doing anything there. McDonald's open. Vaccinations, no.
Nope.
It's crazy.
I haven't agreed with everything that your government has done. Let me just say that, and not doing it on a Sunday.
You will not have your vaccine on a Sunday. If your friends ask you to have a vaccine on a Sunday, say no.
Oh, God.
Welcome to our podcast where we occasionally talk about pageantry, but most often we just do
Probably the only
impressions.
impression.
We should do the impression podcast. Lucy here, she's asked you, Emma, what part of Wales are you from?
I'm from a town called Llanelli. And no, I do not have a speech impediment. That is how you say it. It's double L in Welsh makes the sound, so it's Llanelli. Some people who live here can't say it, so it's, you know, it's one of those. So it's in South, it's on the coast. Yeah.
When I was in Wales and I saw some of the Welsh names, I was pronouncing them nowhere near what they were supposed to be. Let me just say that.
Yeah, they are difficult.
Emma,
Claudia
are you
has said,
anywhere?
I don't run it against my religion. Sorry, Danielle. Well, that must be why Claudia and Emma are such solid friends, so they can not run together. Claudia, what were you saying? Chloe, what were you saying?
I was just going to say to Emma, is she anywhere near that castle that was on I'm a Celebrity? I had no idea that they even like had a big castle like that in Wales. I was shocked. I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Loads of
We've
castles.
got
castle?
more castles per square foot
I've been
than
to a
any
lot
other
of them.
country in the world.
No way.
Yeah.
There's one right in the middle of Cardiff.
No. There's one everywhere. Around every
they're
corner,
everywhere.
there's a castle or a sheep. You can't get away from them. We've got ridiculous amounts. There's more sheep than people. There's loads of castles. But no, the one time a celeb was in North Wales. I think it's Prestatyn.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It's North
So
Wales.
it's about
for sure.
4.5 hours-ish away. Up there somewhere. Yeah.
I saw lots of castles when I was in Wales. I didn't see many sheep. I must have been to the wrong places or the right places, depending on how
people
you
are
look
like,
at that.
oh, Wales sheep, and I'm like, I live in a town, so I rarely see sheep, you know. But they exist, I'm sure. They're not.
I'm surrounded by sheep.
Have you? I don't know if you know this, but I'm assuming there are a lot of Welsh. Anytime there's a lot of sheep, there are jokes about the sheep. Are there jokes about Welsh sheep? Because New Zealand is famous for having.
Adrian, we won't
I know.
We won't go
but
there.
what's odd is that New Zealand is famous for having a lot of sheep. So us Australians always make fun for the New Zealanders about the sheep. I didn't realize there were other countries in the world that had that many sheep. So the Welsh and the Kiwis have a lot in
2 years ago on Christmas Day, my whole garden got infested with sheep. They were everywhere.
Infested.
They got out of the field.
Under the rock, there's a sheep.
Like with locusts.
Whose sheep are they? They're not wild sheep. They must have come from a farm, right?
They're the neighbor's sheep. He has lots of them, but they always get out. And I remember every single day when I was working in Tesco, I used to have to film the sheep like record. Do you say film? Like take video of the
Yeah.
sheep
Oh,
in
film.
front of the car. Yeah.
Translation for those.
Yeah.
Film.
We get it. Keep going.
Yeah, and I had to do that to go in to show my manager, to be like, see, I was stuck behind sheep again. They wouldn't move from in front of the car, and they used to purposely like stand there. They're like, I know you're not going to drive over me with that car, so I'm just going to stand here. And you'd have to like rev it, and they would still look at you, and you're like, get out. And then like my Scottish stepdad would just get out and start shouting at him. He's like, you sheep, you get out of there. And it's quite funny. I used to like record him shouting at them, and like him shouting at them used to get so many people like messaging me on Snapchat and Instagram, like, it's him shouting at them, makes it even funnier. It just became a known thing in my Snapchat that I was always stuck behind sheep every day, and like everyone was just they said, no, right, Chloe's got a story up. Okay, she's stuck behind sheep again. And I'm like,
Sheep.
yeah. And then on Christmas Day, everyone got the surprise story of their lives when I fell in my outside door, and they're everywhere. And then this one time, one chased my dog Ruffles. It ran towards the front door, and I opened the door just in time for Ruffles to get in and shut the door on the sheep. And the sheep was like charging at me. And then there was another day when the sheep actually charged at my uncle Leonard and knocked him down. And they just
Killer
like
sheep in Ireland. Killer sheep, people.
I think our sheep are a little bit friendlier
and then
this
there was
way.
the Super Sheep
Yeah.
Sunday where I got pictures like with the sheep. Let's see if I can. They're in my phone somewhere. Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
sound like super sheep. They're trying to kill people. They're ramming front doors. Welsh sheep would never. They're
Never.
very polite.
No.
They would never.
Those Irish sheep, they were probably drinking the Guinness. Like God knows what they were
I was
at.
going to say, are they
They're on
drunk?
relentless energy drinks. That's what they're drinking. Telling you.
That would actually be a really good advertisement. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
spray paint the Relentless logo on the side of a
Oh my
sheep
God.
as it's charging at a
sheep
door,
races.
chasing after a dog. Oh dear.
And then this one time.
And this one time
If
at
anyone
band
wants
camp,
any more
there was a
like
sheep.
that, Chloe should get off for the sheep stories.
The day that me and my sister were taking lots of selfies with the sheep, me and my mom decided to play a prank on her and like pretend that I got Lyme's disease from the sheep. And my sister's like, oh no, I'm starting to feel sick now.
You can
Lyme's
get Lyme
disease
disease
from
from sheep? I thought you get that
Yeah,
from
They
ticks.
do in
if it's-
Ireland.
Yeah, if a sheep tick bites you. Yeah. So then my sister was like, oh no, I actually am starting to feel sick. Is she okay? And my mom's like, no, I'm taking her to the hospital now. And me pretending to be sick in the background. It was hilarious. Well, it's not a very, it's bad, but it was funny.
No one will be pretending to be sick right now as a joke. I can tell you that much, because no one wants to go to a hospital.
No.
So I didn't realize you had so many sheep stories.
Yeah.
Just to bring it back
And
to
they
some
don't
sort of
say
sanity.
ma, they say ma.
The currently in hibernation season.
I can't even.
I'm with
Motivation
you
to
on that.
exercise is difficult. What do you guys do to get you in the zone? I will say what Chloe was saying about the winter. So here in Australia, bear in mind it's summer. That obviously helps massively because we can actually go outdoors. But actually getting to go outside, even if it's only for 5 minutes or an hour, has really helped me. Emma, do you want to take this one? And we'll go back
I
in
mean,
reverse
she knows
order.
me. She
I was
knows
going
I
to
do
say, she
nothing.
knows your fitness routine.
I have no zone. There is no zone. It doesn't exist.
The pajama zone.
It's a no
Yeah.
zone.
It's no
No,
zone.
that's
It doesn't exist. The zone does not exist. My
The limit
PT
does not
has
exist.
like the limit. That's exactly what I was referencing, and I'm so glad you got it. But my PT does like online Zoom classes, which I was doing in the last lockdown. But obviously I cannot now because of my fun boot that I have to wear. So you guys can answer this. Yeah, it's not a question for me.
I'm assuming the boot is not very stylish.
I have ordered stickers for it.
Boot stickers.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm lying.
Oh.
But it would be funny if I did. No, it's not an attractive boot. I've taken it off right now. It's downstairs. Otherwise, I would show you. It's futuristic. I'll give it that.
I said you're
And a
lucky you got the boot.
neutral colour, so.
When I broke my ankle, I was in a cast for a few weeks.
Oh,
And I had to beg for the boot, and the only reason why they gave me the boot is because I was getting a flight, and you can't have a
The
cast on when you fly.
Ah,
Oh. Okay.
Sad.
Yeah.
All right.
But the
Well-
boot is way better than a cast.
Yeah, it is, to be fair.
Give you some freedom. I was supposed
Yeah.
to sleep with mine on. I was like, absolutely not. That is not hygienic.
Oh no, and it's like cumbersome. You can't roll over. You gotta stay.
Cumbersome.
It's
no.
like a
Yeah.
ski boot, isn't it? I mean, I've
Yeah.
never broken a bone, so it's like this big, giant, rigid thing. It's not
Yeah,
the
like a
most
moon
attractive
boot
thing
kind
I've ever
of
seen.
vibe.
Yeah, yeah. At least if you could
Yeah.
wear two, you'd be balanced. But anyway,
Stylish.
Chloe, any advice to get in the zone, the danger zone?
I'm not gonna lie as well. I prefer to go to my PT because I need to have someone right there telling me what to do.
Mhm.
My PT did do a few classes during lockdown. Hopefully he's not watching this, but yeah, I fell asleep on my
I'll send
exercise
it to
mat.
him.
Hey, don't do that.
I'm sending it to him.
So yeah, one time I joined one of my PT's fitness classes, and because I knew he wasn't there watching me and I knew he couldn't see me, I fell asleep and had a nap on the exercise mat. So yeah, that's what I'm like when I'm not being
Yeah.
pushed. So, so I need someone there
I
shouting
Got
at
to
me.
send this to him. I
No,
did
You've
fall
not
asleep
helped
once.
Claudia at all.
No, yeah.
No,
Claudia's like,
no, we're getting to
"Great."
Danielle. We're getting to Danielle, don't worry. I fell asleep one time in a yoga class. You know, at the end where they
Yeah.
do the
Oh, yeah.
tortoise pose, and then
Restorative
love
yoga.
that
I've had a good
part.
nap in.
I woke up. It's the best sleep I ever had. Danielle, yeah.
I like to change it up because as soon as I used to work in a gym, so I know all the you hit a plateau, you get bored, and you give up. So I think the important thing is to have
Spice it up.
spice it up. Yeah. So my good friend Asia, she does Pilates. I love Pilates. You don't have to get hot and sweaty and bothered, and there's like not really a cardio workout, but it's still a full body vigorous workout. This is what we were taught to say. But I do like Pilates. It helps that my friend Asia is wickedly funny. She's hilarious. Like I've almost wet myself in her classes before. Yeah. So I definitely think change it up. Pilates is a good one. I like to run. I did couch to 5K during lockdown, and that really helps. Even though I am naturally a runner, I wanted to start from like the basics and work my way up again, work my fitness up because I'd lost that. So couch to
Sorry, I
5K.
was like 5K was a starter for me. I'm so much better than that usually.
And then the 3 peaks just to top it off.
But I like
She also
running.
ran backwards. Emma, did you see that Danielle did this thing when she was running backwards and she timed herself? And then I literally went out to run and she was faster backwards and I was forwards.
Yeah,
No.
I do like.
She was
But-
recording the whole thing running backwards whilst all these people were giving her weird looks.
Yeah. 2.6
Whatever
miles.
works for you, hun, you do you.
But if you are a beginner at running, then I definitely recommend couch to 5K. I say it as Sarah Milligan was my voice, so it talks to you every now and then. So because obviously I love her voice. I think she's blooming hilarious. And she goes, "Right, well done, pet. You reached halfway," and like really good. Yeah, I definitely recommend having Sarah Milligan. Yeah.
If she's the person I'm thinking of, she would
The
be the last
comedian.
person she'd be the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
person who would be
But-
motivating me to do exercise.
But she was the best voice on there because she was just so soft and she just makes you feel like you've done a good job, pet. You're doing good. Like, yeah. So yeah, I definitely recommend that and just do the odd Zoom class here and there. There's like Zumba classes and all sorts.
I reckon if I wanted someone yelling at me, I'd get Chloe's stepdad to yell at me. I mean, that Scottish accent, if it frightens the sheep, it's going to frighten me. Works on the sheep, it'll work on me.
Go up and down the steps a few times, and then also my good friend Marcy released today the 12-week fitness program, pageant prep program. So anyone that's looking to get in shape, inquire of Marcy Reed. It's launched
That's her
now.
Instagram there, pageant prep program.
Yeah, so it's only 50. It's literally 50 quid. She gives you you get like not daily check-ins, but you get check-ins to see where you're at physically. And it's 12 weeks, so you're guaranteed to have results in 12 weeks. Anything shorter than like 4 weeks, you're not really gonna have much results. So a 12-week program. It's good to just have something where they say, do this. There's no thinking involved. You're not like having to think, oh, what am I going to do today? You've got someone telling you this is what you're doing today, and you're in a group and you're held accountable. Finding a fitness buddy. Here you go, Emma. Get involved. Use two together.
Me and my boot.
You can do Pilates with your boot.
True, I can. You know what? Actually, Claudia came to the gym with me once when I was actually fit and going to the gym all the time, and we did legs together. And I love to do weights when I'm at the gym. That's what I found works for me. That's why I trained for Miss Universe. That's the only thing I'm happy doing really in the gym. So I had Claudia, who has always been far stronger than I am. When we were younger, she was the sporty one, tomboy. So when I went to the gym with her, I kind of put her through her paces, and she was aching afterwards. And I was like, yes, finally. And then one night, I was staying there. We'd had a few drinks. We'd been out for dinner, and we were back at her sister-in-law's house. And I was saying, I really reckon I could take you in a fight. And she was like, no, I'm the strongest one. Like, you're not. I can imagine you. Like, you know.
Let me take
Claudia
you.
Is scared to fight me. I was like, everyone, Claudia's scared. Claudia's scared of me. I was like, no. So we wrestled. I won. I pinned her several times, right? And then the next day, we still to this day believe that I broke her rib. Serious.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was
like weeks afterwards.
She probably broke her rib from laughing so hard of that.
Yeah. Night. It was funny, but there's video of it. I'm never going to send it to anyone, so don't even ask. But we're just like proper.
It's all right. It's better in here anyway.
Yeah, it was hilarious. No one was even paying attention to us by the end. We were just going for it. And so now we always say, you know, I beat her. Everyone was so proud of me. It was really the proudest moment of my life.
Close second, winning Miss Universe Great Britain.
Yeah, that's obviously second to beating Claudia in a fight.
We'll be seeing you in the ring next.
Yeah, no.
Instead of holding up your crown, you'll be holding up a belt.
I can feel like a charity boxing match coming on now.
Well, that's all the rage, isn't it? Getting celebrities to do boxing matches.
Yeah, no, it was more, like a
girl boxing match.
Do UFC. Get Conor McGregor. Chloe, can you call Conor and get him to do a charity match against Emma? I'm sure he'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, I can get him on the phone. Like, all us Irish people know each other. Like, of course they know him.
Exactly.
Honestly,
just yell.
Yeah.
Just yell past the sheep.
He's my cousin's friend's dog's owner's brother.
Oh, good.
Emma, Claudia's not very happy with you. She simply said this.
You swine.
You swine. I voted her as weaker than me online.
Everyone else was playing karaoke.
Everyone else is singing Breaking Free from the musical, whilst Claudia and I are wrestling on the floor with fighting talk. You know, it was extreme. It was great.
I don't quite understand this night out. So there's Miss Universe GB we're having a wrestling match with her friend whilst other people are singing karaoke, and she broke her rib. That's not a story I expected to hear from Emma.
4 weeks pre Miss Universe, so we'd gone on this night out. So we went and my legs were black and blue bruised from this, tussle.
Yeah, that's what happens when you wrestle on the floor of some random. You're lucky she didn't break your rib. Yeah. That would have been hard to explain when you went to Miss Universe GB. You'd had a.
She backed herself.
Put those away. Those are dangerous weapons, Emma. Put them away.
I know. They broke Claudia's ribs. I know.
You may not have actually broken it because you're so strong. You might have accidentally kneed her in her rib cage or something.
Oh, don't ruin it now, all right? I truly believe that my brute strength. I just picked her rib up and went like that.
Per Claudia.
Yeah.
Oh dear, Claudia. Yeah, if it's any consolation, I have sometimes done things like that with people who are less sporty, and the only reason I get hurt is because they're clumsy. So I do feel your pain. So.
Well, my Miss New Zealand.
Claudia was on the.
My Miss New Zealand at Grand broke a rib from coughing. So depends how strong your bones are. Yeah, she had a really bad cough while she was there. This is obviously 2015, pre-corona. But she was coughing quite a bit, and yeah, she broke her own rib.
I have heard that. Like you detach your rib because they're not held on by bone. They have to move obviously when you breathe. So if you have severe coughing or laughing, I think you can also because it's the same sort of
I
thing.
slid down.
Yeah, but Claudia's ribs are really strong. Like she's got really strong ribs.
We did a density test on them.
What? Yeah. Have you tried punching her from time to time just to see what happens?
Second, yeah, just quick jab.
Well, look, she is lucky. That's why I had to go easy. You see, can't have Miss Universe GB in pieces, Emma. So you see, she was looking out for you, and what does she get? A broken rib in return.
Oh,
that's a loyal
her.
friend there, looking out for you.
She could, I mean,
You see?
she's given it the big one now, but she could have blocked my advances, couldn't she? If she was really that strong and great.
Well, you might not
we
be
had her on here now,
sporty,
we'd be like,
Emma, but
Claudia,
you were certainly competitive.
Invite her on the show.
Yeah.
Well, Chloe, if you want to jump on, I can send you the link. You can certainly jump on here. Claudia, you can jump on. You can defend yourself if you want to. Better than you did it last time, anyway.
If you're in danger, Claudia.
Dear me. I have to go back to the sheep. Hang on. There's lots of conversations here. Elizabeth has said that what helps her in lockdown is poetry, which I can certainly...
We had this really weird sheep.
Hang on, Chloe. Let me go through the comments first.
It was a sheep.
Hang on, Chloe. Hang on, Chloe. Hang on. Let me go through the comments, and then you can tell us the next sheep story. We have vaccines been given on Sunday in I don't know how to pronounce it. Grantham. Caitlin has said. Elizabeth has said, I live on a farm, so sheep are a daily conversation. Let me just get through this, all right? Claudia has said these sheep in Ireland are savages. Sheep run at your knees to get you on the floor. What do they do next? What's the follow-up plan to that?
That's what I did to Claudia.
That's a wrestling name.
My friend who's a lorry driver tells me Welsh sheep are whiter / cleaner than English sheep. That just sounds so funny in so many different ways.
Represented.
And before Claudia was outed by Emma, she's asked, what's the most entertaining... All right, so hang on. Before we do that, Chloe, sorry, what was your sheep story this one time at sheep camp?
Yeah, no, it wasn't one time. I saw it several times. There was this like one sheep, and it had a cow's head, and it was like so ugly. Like I know it's horrible to say it about the sheep, but it looked really creepy. And me and my mom were telling my niece about it. We were like, yeah, there's this one like really weird sheep. It's always by itself, and it looks like a cow. It's got like, a cow's head on it, whereas all the other sheep.
A white baby cow.
It had a sheep. No, it was like it had wool on it as well. It was so weird. And then my niece was like, yeah, Chloe, you're such a liar. Like this sheep doesn't have a cow's head. You're making it up. And we were driving up the road late at night, and this like sheep cow was standing in the middle of the road by itself, and my niece was screaming and crying. It was like, it's so ugly. Get it away. I'm sorry.
Oh, the poor sheep cow.
No.
Yeah.
But it was like creepily standing there in the middle of the road by itself. I know, it was just a pointless story. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It just wanted to be loved by you, that's all.
You know what tickled me the most? Adrian, you're going to have to go back and get that clip, because Chloe goes, oh, I've got another story about a sheep. And you hear Emma go, with her drink. That's why I was cracking up. She was...
I'm sorry, if I'm going to clip anything out from this whole podcast, it will be that Emma is gloating about breaking her friend's rib. I mean, I can't... I got to say, out of the many things I expected Emma Jenkins to say, regaling us with a story of how one night, 4 weeks before Universe GB, she broke her best friend's rib, and how she's really proud of herself about it, I wasn't expecting that.
I love that facial expression.
Honestly, I'm like my friend group. I'm a legend.
Oh.
Do you have a wrestling name? They should give you a wrestling name, you know, like it's The Undertaker or...
Yeah.
What would Emma's... Guys, come up with a wrestling name for Emma.
The Rib Crusher or something. It has to be rib related.
Rib Crushing Ram. Rib Crushing Ram.
Rib Crushing Ram. That's what I am. Right.
The Red Monster.
That sounds like someone who eats a lot of ribs, though. Like goes to one of those where you can eat rib places and just eats them all.
I probably
Oh,
could.
God.
I do enjoy a rib.
Well, I mean, Claudia here has. I forgot to answer this. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the most entertaining night out you guys have had? I guess Emma, when you
Too many.
broke her rib, was probably the most entertaining night out, but not so much for Claudia.
Yeah. We've had a lot of nights out. And I couldn't tell you what was the most entertaining. I don't know. They've all
They'll
it
merge
seems
into
so long
one.
ago. I can't even remember. But well, no, don't know. There's so many. You go.
Well, that's good that you have so many to choose from that they've all blurred into one. I mean, I don't know if I could pick one night out. There was a night when I was in Hawaii. I think I've told Chloe and Danielle this. I was with my best friend, and we met this random couple, and of course I got into
Oh, I
a
know this one.
drinking competition, because like Emma, I obviously make my best decisions after a few drinks. I can drink very quickly, but I don't hold it that well, at least at that time. And next thing I knew, I had passed out on Waikiki Beach, and I woke up looking at the skies over Hawaii. And then the best part was my friend had to drive us home, and he can't drive for crap. He was bumping into things the whole way home, on the wrong side of the road. I was wanting to vomit out of the car, so that was, I guess, that was entertaining now. But that's
At the
my
time.
story.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to go? Chloe, Danielle, do you have one most entertaining night out?
Oh, that's so many. Too many to even think about. Too many incriminating ones to speak of.
I gotta say, last time when we were on the games night, you, me, and Imogen, and you started going on about bloody Bridgerton. That was pretty entertaining, because you were going on and on about Bridgerton, and I
it's
told
so
you to
good.
shut up.
I'd only watched like 2 episodes at that point, and I was hooked. I was emotionally invested in Bridgerton. I've now completed the entire series.
Don't start.
Of course,
No, stop.
in 2 days.
Don't.
So good. You got to watch it.
No.
Emma, have you watched it? Yeah, it's good, right?
I don't
I
know.
watched it with my mum, so every like 10 minutes I'd be like,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put the kettle on.
that's none of my business. Oh, good. But yeah, fun.
It made me laugh. It's just like a family drama.
haven't
or
watched
a family
it.
series. I'm like, this is not something to watch with your family.
Yes, it's quite graphic, Chloe, is my warning to you, but enjoyable nonetheless.
I
Well,
don't
there you
know.
go.
I don't
Chloe?
really like period dramas.
No, neither do I. But like they've tried to modernize
Yeah.
elements of it for a younger, audience. So it's
So does it have machine guns and sports cars in it? Because then I
Yes.
might actually watch it.
robots.
Yes. Yeah, killer
and,
robots.
Yeah, self checkouts.
I think it's like a period drama version of Gossip Girl.
Yes,
don't-
such a rip off of Gossip Girl. I said this to my brain.
Don't talk about Gossip Girl. We don't talk
XO
about Gossip Girl here.
XOXO.
Danielle.
You know you
Danielle.
love me.
Shut Oh, God. I'm going to mute you again. I will do it again, and I'll make it permanent. Chloe, do you have a most entertaining night out?
I've never watched Gossip Girl.
She's never
Well,
watched
that
Gossip
wouldn't
Girl.
be a most
Okay,
entertaining night
watch
out.
Gossip Girl first before you watch Bridgerton, just because Gossip Girl is better.
Oh, they've taken it off Netflix now. I know.
God,
Thank God.
yeah.
Adrian, you watch your mouth out.
Hmm?
You're speaking
Blasphemy.
I will.
Gossip Girl that way.
It must have been in response to the complaints that I wrote to Netflix. They finally took it down.
So
Yes, I
entertainment
win one.
side. Probably, definitely something.
Oh, we're losing her.
something yeah.
Yeah, Chloe, your internet's going on you again.
I'm going to speak
I
on
think-
her behalf. I'm going to say a night out in Las Vegas. Probably the one
It
where
would
someone...
definitely it's like here now. They're quite boring compared to the Gales. No.
Uh-oh.
Chloe, you're on about a 10-second delay now, so we'll just
Yeah.
wait for you to see if your internet settles.
I'm going to speak on her
Um,
behalf and say it was the night
sure.
that someone peed in her suitcase.
I don't know if that was that entertaining, but I mean,
I
I like the
think
story
I
about your
knew what
birthday
you were about
party
to
and
say.
the restaurant burnt down.
Wait, were
Well,
you on
yeah.
holiday with Amy Mizak?
Well, then during the day
Oh,
while
don't
I was
start.
shopping.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have Amy on Snapchat? Because Chloe apparently is quite famous for appearing on Amy. Okay. Yes, that was Chloe.
It was
Let's just
documented, I remember. Okay, yeah.
whatever your question is, the answer is yes, that was Chloe. Because Amy apparently is really
That
good
was
at
my
just whipping out the
singing.
camera and
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen the Snapchat story where Chloe was
That was me.
looking quite
Yeah,
upset,
there's
saying
been
what
some
had happened,
unflattering videos and videos
and
of
it
me
just
on Snapchat.
it looked
Yeah.
hilarious. No.
I
All right, we're
mean,
gonna wrap
yeah.
this. We're gonna wrap this up only because Chloe's internet is, I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah.
It was so good for the first hour,
Mm.
but look. Anyway,
I'm
we've
so
been on for an hour and a half talking
dramatic,
about
and I
absolute
like-
nonsense. Oh, Chloe, no, we've lost you. You're coming. You're sounding like a robot. But look, Emma.
The sheep are chewing the line for the Wi-Fi. It's the maniac sheep at work. They're at large.
Maybe the sheep
On the
are
broadband
blocking
lines.
they're blocking the Wi-Fi signal. These sheep. All right.
Right, she's talking about it. She's talking rubbish about it.
The sheep. They're dangerous. They're organized. They're coming for us. They know where you live, and they're gonna butt the door down. All right. Oh God, help me.
Developed.
Emma,
They've
thank
got
you.
opposable thumbs in Ireland. That's
Coming for
how
your
they're doing
ribs.
so well.
was-
That's me.
Sorry. Maybe.
Okay, we need to wrap this up. Emma, thank you so much for being on. It's been memorable.
It's been wonderful. I've loved it. Thank you for having me.
Can we just mute Chloe? Can we, Chloe?
The sheep.
No, Emma finished saying what she was saying, and then all I heard was sheep with opposable thumbs from Chloe. Oh, she's gone. Okay.
She's like, bye, Felicia. You're not laughing
Poor
at me.
Chloe.
Oh,
All right,
the sheep, they've got her. They've got her.
They've got-
Yeah, that's it. And that's the last anyone ever heard from
Call
Chloe.
the police. Call the police, or at least the farmer.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Do either of you have anything exciting coming up in the next week, month, few months?
Oh, go on, Emma.
No?
She's going to be booting around.
No, you know what? There's lots of little things that may or may not happen, sort of in the pipeline. You know, I work in Welsh media, so lots of things that may happen, but more often than not, TV, you know how it is, it usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of keeping positive as best I can. And just trying to survive. I'll survive. Hey, hey, do. Like, yeah. Danielle, how about you? Oh, she's lost. Oh, there we go.
I lost my ears.
Yeah.
I've got a few more clients this week.
For styling?
Yep.
Yep.
Styling clients this week. And that's about it, really. Nothing else to do. Might go for a run. You know.
Take Emma with you.
Why don't you?
Treat myself.
Have you got a wheelchair, Emma? Danielle can push you along in a wheelchair.
You know, I'd love
Or
a
wheelbarrow.
wheelchair. Yeah, that works as well. Yeah, I don't like having to hop about on the crutches. They're not nice.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
I
How much
fall
longer-
around mainly.
How much longer have you got the boot for? You said 4 weeks?
Yeah, another 4.
Okay.
Trying to
Oh,
think what
Chloe's
else
back.
is on.
Let's see if I can get her back
Whee!
to say goodbye.
Have we got
Chloe.
It'll be
anything
a
else
sheep.
to-
It'll be a sheep with a
Meh.
There'll be a sheep on the...
Give me a sheep head.
A sheep with bloody jaws. Chloe, are you there? We can't see you. Okay. All right, let me wrap this up. Look, thanks everyone for watching and submitting the questions. I'll keep these guys on the line whilst I hang up with the audience, and we will see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember, Confessions is out. To get your copy from Amazon, head to shaw.be/confessionsbook, and I'll see you next time.